Yeah, that was as frustrating an offensive performance as I've been a part of. And it was a lot of things. The game started out the wrong way. We got to take a look as coaches if we had too much in and our guys couldn't handle it. If it was a noise on the road, whatever it was, we didn't play well. And what's weird is going into the game at the hotel, everything. Man, guys were dialed in, excited to play. Um, I thought that was the most ready we were to play, and it certainly didn't play out that way on the field.
With the struggles that Baylor's had against the run this year, what did you guys on film? What did you see? Maybe the things that they've struggled with, and or the early game decision to maybe throw on that first drive. Was that something you had planned and had seen on film that might work early?
Yeah, that's all stuff we need to do in the postmortem. I don't think we're good enough to run simple stuff like a few people have and just move the ball down the field in the run game. A lot of our big plays in the run game have been kind of creative things that help the guys. But maybe we should have stayed simple. I don't know. I want to look at the tape before I really answer that.
What kind of disadvantage does that put you at to not be able to rely on the simple things in the run game?
Well, what's weird in practice, man, they executed all this stuff great. And then we get in the games and it looks just a little different, or a guy's lined up a little different, and we identify it wrong, or we go to the wrong guy. We don't handle a movement. It's just a lot of little things, and then the penalties just kill you. We got to be able to win more in one-on-one matchups on the perimeter. We got to block a little better, and we got to eliminate those penalties. It's frustrating to see all those things happen, 3 times in a row on the road.
Conversely, they had some success on third and fourth down, some key ones you couldn't get off the field defensively. Did they show you anything different schematically?
No, I just thought their guys made a lot of good plays. If I'm being honest, that we're right there on the first touchdown, and their guy just made a play. They made some guys miss. Thought the running back broke tackles and extended plays. The quarterback scrambled a couple times and got the first down. We got to do those things. We've got to be able to do those things, and hindsight's 20/20. But if you go back and maybe just try to grind it out against them, I don't know. But we found ourselves down 14 pretty fast, and then you're not in a game where you can do that as much. So, the game didn't start well. We had a chance to get off the field a couple times on defense on 3rd and 11, 3rd and 8, and didn't get off the field. Another one on the second drive. And then the offense drives down, can't get a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. So, that thing could have been different, but, we didn't play well enough to win. I thought their guys made a lot of good plays.
Scott, you play.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing it, because when it's happened as much as it's happened this year, it starts to be an issue, and we can't run from that or hide from that. We gotta address it. At the end of the day, I don't want to have to get too creative in those situations. We just got to be able to earn a yard, and we tried to do that on 3rd down, and then tried to sneak somebody out on 4th down because we're not confident enough in that. But that's low pads, that's attitude, that's just getting a yard, and we got to do that better. That's on us as coaches and players and everybody to make sure that happens.
Tatum was coming off such a good performance against West Virginia. What did you see out there from him today?
Yeah, I got to watch the tape. I thought Tay was really prepared. I thought he did his best job studying the game plan and getting ready. We just didn't make plays for whatever reason. I'm ready to ride with him. We're going to ride with him next week. I know what kind of game he can have. We didn't play well offensively tonight, and that's not always on the quarterback. Usually the head coach and quarterback take it all on the chin, and we'll watch the tape, but it's usually not all the quarterback's fault. And I want to take a look at the tape before I answer that too much, but Taven's talented enough to lead us to a lot of good things on this team.
Earlier in the week, you talked about using the bye week to work on yourselves, practice a couple things for each position group. Did you see any successes from those practices and that focus?
I did all week in practice. I didn't see much of it today, if I'm being honest, and I'm not sure why that is. Again, at the hotel, man, there was an energy around the team. They were excited. Had a chance to go on the road and win one. We got to earn one on the road. It's not going to be given to us, and we got to play a lot better than that to do that.
In what ways do you excel?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good and healthy for me and the coaching staff, that's frustrating, disappointing. I told the guys we're going to have another great opportunity in 6 days, and it's a special game at UCF. I don't want anybody hanging their head, pointing fingers, even feeling bad about this one. We just got to turn the page fast and try to play better next week.
You had success against West Virginia, you had some momentum going into the bye. How do you explain lack of consistency being able to carry that over?
I don't know. Like I said, I thought the guys practiced great all week. And a lot of the things that we didn't execute out there on the field, we executed really well. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll have a conversation about that. And it seems to, like I said, it seems to have happened on road games more than home games. So we'll certainly talk about that. But it's also not time to hit the panic button. If we're doing the right things, the things we're doing well, we got to keep doing. And if we can find ways to adjust to give the guys a little more help, we will.
Scott, you talked about, there was some talk about having more explosive plays from the offense. I mean, is there, you talked about working out in practice. What you guys seem to not be able to kind of connect today on when it came to those big type of explosive plays. What do you guys need to do to get better on that?
No, a lot of things. Some of the runs that I thought would pop for good gains for us kind of got capped off at 5, 6, 7 yards. So we got to look at the reason for that. I didn't think we were open downfield as much as I would have liked to have been. Pass protection probably wasn't quite good enough to take the time to look downfield. We're a young, learning, growing team, and sometimes I've said this, sometimes we look like $1 million and sometimes we don't. I'm certainly not happy with how we look today.
On that 4th and 1, you couldn't convert early. Connor Meadows kind of moved there as a tight end. Did you expect that he maybe was going to be covered on a play like that?
Well, he was the 4th read on that play. And yeah, when we thought we got to, when people call those plays and they work, everybody's excited about it. We thought with that personnel on the field, maybe we could surprise them with the pass. They did a good job covering down a few things. Connor was open early, and we didn't get him the ball. We were supposed to stay a little flatter on that, and I think we would have had a chance. But again, it shouldn't have been in that situation. We should have had the first down on 2nd or 3rd.
You said no panic button, but does this now create a greater sense of urgency? You're 4 games left in the season now.
No, I hope the guys have urgency every week.
Do you feel they did this week? Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. That's what's surprising. This game's more surprising to me than any of them. Man, we had a ton of energy at the hotel this morning. Guys were ready to go. Pre-game, I thought felt great. We just didn't execute very well, and the penalties just kill us, and it's killed us on the road. Whether it's a communication thing or playing in a tough environment, we got to be able to get over that hurdle. I know the guys have played better at home, and I hope that happens next week.
Owen Friday.
I don't know. Owen's done a good job in relief of Paul. We certainly need Paul back. He was ready to play, but not 100%, so I hope that gets better next week.
Scott, you talked about this team being kind of young at times, and you got a short week. What's kind of your message going into this week to make sure that they kind of get back on focus despite what happened?
I've said this a bunch, and I really like our team, and our team really likes football, and they like each other. Are we there yet? No. This is going to be a growth process, but we don't have guys that are going to quit. They're going to keep coming to work and working hard, and so's the coaching staff, and we'll make whatever adjustments we need to do to give the guys a chance to play better next week, and I'm excited about the game.